Yeah, they're mine. I'm just leaving them over there because I didn't have
After this.
Yeah, you can try one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am realizing now. I just didn't notice.
So they give me words for this actually.
There wasn't a meeting.
No, I don't care.
Our biggest hurdle is
I will now call this meeting of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association Student Senate to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to begin our Student Senate meeting taking place on Thursday, April 30th, 2026 with a land acknowledgement. We recognize that Kansas State University, as the first land-grant institution, stands on the ancestral lands of the Kaw people. Our state of Kansas is home to 4 federally recognized Native nations: the Iowa, Kickapoo, Prairie Band Potawatomi, and Sac and Fox. We must remember that the land serving as the foundation of this institution was and still is stolen land acquired by white settlers. We pledge our commitment to creating decolonized spaces at the university while advocating for the support and future success of Indigenous faculty, staff, and students at K-State. Speaker Pro Tem Freeman will now take it away with the first roll call.
Abai. Abai. Alfela-Kawi.
Here.
Alvarez.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
Basler.
Here by proxy.
Biswell. Black.
Here.
Bontrager.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Carruthers.
Here by proxy.
Clark.
Here.
Koch.
Here.
Conrad. Conrad.
Oh, here by proxy.
Contrusi.
Here.
Corbin.
Here.
Engel.
Here.
Eppard. Eppard. I see him. Foot.
Here.
G.
Here.
Geiger.
Here.
Guru Shankar. Holmes. Holmes. Jacobson.
Here.
Jarek.
Here.
Jones Akeem. Jones Isabel. Kramer. Kramer. Lee.
Here.
Von Leonrod.
Present.
Lund.
Here.
Miller.
Here by proxy.
O'Farrell.
Here.
Oliver.
Here.
Otto.
Here.
Perry.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Pritchard.
Here.
Rafferty. Richburg,
Here.
Richenberg,
Here.
Salmon,
Here.
Sands,
Here.
Shellhaze,
Here.
Shakib, Hassan Shakib,
Here.
Shasavari,
Here.
Sipiora,
Here.
Steenkamp,
Here by proxy.
Teo, Till, Vogelmore,
Here.
Winter,
Here.
Zacho Katie, Zacho Molly. And then, sorry, just to confirm proxies, one second. Work Central makes me so mad, it logs me out like every 5 minutes. Okay, for Steenkamp, I have Shellhaze. For Carruthers, I have Brown. For Conrad, I have Winter. For Miller, I have Engel. And then I think that's it. Did I miss anyone?
Luke Basler should have McGinnis, please.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, Emily. We will now move into the first open period. Are there any first open period speakers? Awesome. The minutes were distributed on Tuesday along with the agenda and legislation tracking information. Is there a motion to approve the minutes unanimously? Senator Zacco.
I want to ask what, under Senator Clark's report, what words meant. It said words.
That's on the template and didn't get deleted, sorry.
That's okay, I was JK. I'm fine approving that, I don't really care. Just joking.
Would you like to make the motion?
I move to approve the minutes unanimously.
We'll now roll into the announcements for the week. In a second, if I can find the page. Okay. Speaker office hours will be held on Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. and Speaker pro tempore office hours will be held Tuesdays from 2:30 to 3:30 for the duration of the semester. Proxies, if you're going to be absent from a student senate meeting, please fill out this link even if you aren't sure if your absence will be excused. If you'll be physically absent from student senate but would like to attend via Zoom, please fill out the student senator Zoom request form. I will review the request based on the student senate attendance policy. Want to give props to someone in student senate, fill out the senate shout out form, and Speaker Pro Tem Freeman will read them at the end of our meeting. Have an area on campus you are interested in and want to learn more about, fill out the first open period speaker interest form. Want to sponsor a piece of legislation, please fill out the form during the meeting the legislation is introduced, and Speaker Pro Tem Freeman will add you as a sponsor. To streamline communication to the communications agency, please fill out the social media post request form. Our SGA member of the week is Ilya Devaudi. We can give some clap snaps. Ilya has jumped into his cabinet role working with Cat's Cupboard and Parking Services to ensure the Donations for Citations program remains successful. Thank you for taking initiative to better support our programs and K-State students. Our upcoming events include Dead Week, so we won't have Senate, but I hope you all demolish finals. And finally, the quote of the week is, "The strength of the team is each member. The strength of each member is the team." And that's from Phil Jackson, and he's a retired NBA coach. Up next, we will go into the approval of appointments. Is there a motion to consider Resolution 9? Chair Jones.
I move to consider resolution 9.
Second.
Will the author please come forward?
Resolution 262709, approval of independent positions. Authors Carson Rudd, Christian Pena, Samantha Boniface. Sponsors Noah Perry, Emily Freeman, Caden Bastian, Kylie Temple, and Matthew Hendricks. Whereas these positions were sufficiently advertised via social media and an application made available to all students who showed interest in the Kansas State University Student Governing Association. Whereas there were 8 applicants to these positions, and whereas these individuals were chosen on the basis of their leadership ability, experience, and dedication serving the students of Kansas State University throughout the term. Be it resolved that Section 1, the following individuals be approved for their respective offices for the 2026-2027 Kansas State University Student Governing Association term. Quentin Brungar, Elections Commissioner, and Reagan Richards, Communications Director.
Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Is there a motion to approve Resolution 9 unanimously? Senator Otto.
I move to approve Resolution 9 unanimously.
Awesome. Will those two individuals please join us at the front?
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Or, no, just say I do.
I will.
I will. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Elections Commissioner and Comms Director and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association.
I will.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now if you two can both introduce yourselves, say your name, major, hometown, and your favorite smell.
Hi, everybody. My name is Reagan Richards. I'm a junior studying agriculture, communications, and journalism. I'm originally from Avon Park, Florida, and my favorite smell is right before it rains.
Hello, everyone. My name is Quentin Brungar. I'm a freshman from Lenexa, Kansas, studying nutrition and health on the pre-nursing track. And my favorite smell is gasoline.
Works. Congratulations.
Is there a motion to consider Resolution 10? Senator Koch.
I move to consider Resolution 10. Second.
Resolution 26-2710, approval of KSU Salina College of Technology and Aviation SGA Senator. Authors Carson Rudd, sponsors Emily Freeman. Whereas it is necessary to appoint a Salina College of Technology and Aviation representative to the Student Senate, and whereas Stephen Watson has been appointed by the Salina Student Senate to serve in this capacity. Be it resolved that Section 1, the following individual be approved as a representative for the KSU Salina College of Technology and Aviation to the Student Senate, Stephen Watson. Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Is there a motion to approve Resolution 10 unanimously? Senator Otto.
I move to approve Resolution 10 unanimously. Second.
Okay, Stephen, come on up. I think you know the drill by now.
I do.
Okay. Right hand, I will after I'm done. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Student Senator and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Kansas State University Student Governing Association.
I will.
Okay. Name, major, hometown, favorite smell.
All right, well, I'm Stephen Watson. I'm from Tomball, Texas. I'm currently a junior in aviation maintenance management, and my favorite smell is aviation gasoline and cinnamon.
We will now move into committee reports. Are there any committee chairs that would like to give a report tonight? Lit. Okay. We'll now move into directors' reports. Are there any directors that would like to give a report tonight? Awesome. Okay. We'll now move into college caucus time. Speaker Pro Tem Freeman will explain what we'll be doing in caucus time tonight.
Okay, this is going to be so quick, but before we're gone for the summer, make sure everyone in your caucus is in some form of communication with each other, i.e. a group me, a group chat, anything like that. You have until 7:15,
What time is it right now?
7:12.
Yeah, you have 3 minutes. Let's be efficient with our time. Go for it.
Thanks, guys.
I didn't even have my Wait.
There's a picture of myself.
I just changed it to him I'm gonna get braces soon.
I said it last night.
Oh, this is
I literally said my last name, bro. Eat the gas.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started again. Has everyone been able to get into a group chat with their college caucus members? Okay, sounds good. We'll now move into final action. Will the author of Bill 6, nope, will the author of Resolution 6 please come forward? Were there any changes made in committee?
Yes,
Yes. Other way.
I knew that. So changes in committee were, we changed the allocation from $2 million to $350,000 to just cover the architect for the next first phase of the project. We also changed some of the whereas clauses to better fit the current rather than some of the past language that was in there. I think that's it. So
You have first rights to debate.
we kind of went through this pretty intensely the other night to really make sure that this was what we wanted to do and make sure that this was going to be best for the students. And so we came to this conclusion on this in order to make sure that everything throughout this was pretty clear, but also allowed for the bond surplus to remain healthy throughout the time, and that when we came back to revisit this, that there was going to be a better plan in place to make sure that everyone knew the full extent of the plan of what the new rec footprint could look like with the added pickleball courts and sand volleyball courts.
Seeing how that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? All right. Kaylin, for a resolution, can we do a hand vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks. All right, all in favor of passing Resolution 6, please signify by raising your placards now. Proxy reserves 2. All opposed, same sign. Resolution passes. President Pena.
I move to suspend the rules and put Bill 262708 into final action.
It needs to be.
It has to be introduced first.
So if we introduce it, then we can come back to final action? Okay, perfect. All right, we'll move into introduction of legislation. First up is Bill 262708. Will the author please come forward? Chair Black.
I move to let him summarize.
Thank you. So, the only things, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So what we ended up changing here was nothing too crazy, but if you skip to section 2 of the Emerging Leaders Coordinator under subsection A, you'll see the italicized points there at the end. And so the way that it's set up right now is that we are currently allowed to have 2 Emerging Leaders Coordinators, but they must be from a different branch. So what we have decided to do is that by adding in this last part, we say, however, branch leadership, based on the applicant pool, may be unanimous agreement, authorize both positions to be filled with individuals holding offices within the same branch. And what this does is that in years that there may be, sorry, I just blanked, guys. In years that there's only legislative applicants, we have the ability to be able to select those people to make sure that the position is filled to its fullest extent and that members get their best experience from the Emerging Leaders Program.
Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Senator Koch.
So the Emerging Leaders Coordinators were supposed to be sworn in tonight. Is there a reason why this is getting introduced now and not a couple weeks ago?
Yes, so you want to take, you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay. So the reason that we did it this way is because we wanted to allow for everyone to be able to understand what this bill was doing and not, for it to not seem rushed going into that process.
I'd also add, we just held interviews on Sunday, and all of the applicants that applied for Emerging Leaders were members of the legislative branch. So in order to fully select 2 Emerging Leaders, we had to choose 2 legislative branch members. Senator Zacco.
Line 25, apostrophe and associations. Also, question. Well, that's actually not a question for right now. Never mind.
Senator Alvarez.
Line 10 needs a semicolon after documents.
Senator Koch.
Mandolin's name is spelled wrong. It should be 1 N at the end.
Are there any other questions or corrections for the author? Senator Koch.
So what would happen if this legislation didn't pass?
Then we would probably have to open up the Emerging Leaders application again and recruit people that aren't only Senator Koch.
Why not select 1?
The reasoning that we decided to not select 1 is because we thought that with the people who applied through this, we believe that they would be able to serve successfully together and be able to provide a better experience for all the emerging leaders who are a part of the program.
Chair Black.
So before last term when we passed the First Amendment, it was like the norm for if senators were chosen as Emerging Leaders Coordinators, they just resigned their Senate seats. Was that a conversation you had with the applicants of like, hey, one of you's gonna like rock, paper, scissors, resign your seat or something? I don't know.
We did have that conversation, and what we had come to was that neither of them wanted to be able to take that seat away.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Parliamentarian Phillips.
I just had a question about the wording. I was wondering why it's based on the applicant pool rather than something along the lines of if like there were no other options rather than based on the applicant. It feels very.
So with the applicant pool this year, there was only legislative, and then there was one outside of that who was not interviewing for emerging leaders.
I understand that. In the wording of the document, why does it say, what made you choose just the applicant pool rather than like specifying only from this branch or like only from branches? Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah, I can. Senator Lee.
I just have a question on that. So like, in that case, then if that line wasn't in there, then theoretically, the bill would just let you fill that position with anyone. That maybe didn't apply for that position. Is that right? Is that why you included that text?
Our intent behind that phrasing was to hopefully not make this the normal thing of putting two emerging leaders as, or two emerging leader coordinators from the same branch in SGA. But because of the experience that our administration has had so far, based on the applicant pool, we had to unanimously agree, or would unanimously agree to fill these with people from the same branch. So that's why we said based on the applicant pool. Senator Alvarez?
Would it be a friendly amendment to change individuals so that it's not misconstrued to applicants? Like filled by applicants holding offices within the same branch? So anyone who's applied, you could pick two from that applicant pool as opposed to two separate individuals? That way we kind of refine some of that, like, confusing language.
Where are you wanting to add that?
So line 40, it says authorize both positions to be filled by individuals holding offices within the same branch. I'm assuming that word or that phrasing is what's confusing. If we change individuals to applicants, we're pulling from that pool specifically, and that includes the new, like the old pool. Right, okay.
I accept that.
Cool.
Senator Koch.
How would having both coordinators from the same branch allow for different backgrounds on campus as stated in the last whereas clause?
The reasoning behind that is that even if you are in the same major, or if you're from the same branch, you have different experiences on campus. You're a part of different organizations. You're a part of different Greek life, if that's the case. You have the ability to be able to spread across a different network of people and be able to, truly get in more people and be able to recruit students to be a part of this Emerging Leaders Program.
Are there any other questions or corrections for the author? Okay. Thanks, Christian.
Yep.
Next up, we will go ahead and move into Bill 262709. Is there a motion to consider Bill 9? Senator Koch.
I move to consider Bill 9.
Second.
Will the author please come forward?
Bill 262709, amendments to the KSU SGA bylaws regarding K-State Polytechnic. Authors Mandolin Otto and Stephen Watson. Whereas the Kansas State University Student Governing Association, KSU SGA, should regularly update its bylaws to be accurate. Whereas Kansas State University Polytechnic Campus was changed to Kansas State University Salina College of Technology and Aviation, KSUS, in 2021. Whereas currently in the KSU SGA bylaws, KSUS is referenced as the Kansas State University Polytechnic Campus, and whereas updating these instances will ensure university standards and reduce confusion among the current and future KSU SGA members. Be enacted that Section 1, the Senate Operations Committee Chair will update the Kansas State University Student Governing Association bylaws as follows. All occurrences of K-State Polytechnic Campus should be replaced with Kansas State University Salina Campus. Section 2, the legislation shall take effect upon passage of the Student Senate and signature of the student body president.
Are there any corrections or Nope. Are there any questions or corrections for the author? Okay. Thanks, Mandolin.
Thank you.
Senator Otto,
I move to Special Order Bill 9.
is there a second?
Second.
Are there any objections? Awesome. President Pena,
I move special order bill 8.
Object.
I second.
a motion has been made to Special Order Bill 8. It has been seconded and objected to. All in favor of moving Bill 8 into...
That's a debatable motion.
Even if he's not.
I believe a senator needs to make that motion.
Chair Black. I move to special order bill 8.
Second. Object.
The motion has been made and objected to Special Order Bill 8. All in favor of
Just roll into debate.
objection is not debatable.
It's a
Debate on
debatable
the
motion.
Okay. Sorry, trying to catch my train of thought. Senator Koch, since you made the objection, you have the first right to debate.
It's whoever makes okay, how about this? I rescind my objection. Now we can just debate as to why it's special order and why not too.
Because whoever makes the motion has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoever makes the motion has first right to debate.
Basically, I'm a fan of special ordering bills only when it matters. For Bill 9, I don't know if it matters time-wise, but I think that it would be advantageous of us to pass this so we can swear in our emerging leaders coordinators earlier, because it's important to hit the ground running with emerging leaders in the fall.
Seeing how that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Senator Koch.
Sorry guys, I sit like the furthest away from the podium. I don't think that we should special order this. I understand that there may be some time, but there is still a way that we can approve our emerging leaders coordinators at the start of the fall semester. Guys, I'm tired. And there's a way that we can still swear them in and vote on this at the same time. And I just think that it feels a little rushed. I know the authors of this said it's not, but I feel like it should have been introduced earlier so a committee could have gotten eyes on it to help word the phrasing a little bit better so it's a little bit easier to understand. So I think it really just needs that extra time in committee to really process it and adjust the words if needed.
Senator Lee.
Great points. I agree, but I think given, my experience in Senate leadership and in those in my place prior, that the emerging leaders coordinator position is something that needs more time management, more planning to do. And so if we're able to approve this now and get them in sooner rather than later, I think that's far better to better prepare, our fall semester programming for our emerging leaders program rather than having them, get sworn in and then immediately scrap something together within the next couple of weeks in September for whenever you guys, I guess I'll be gone, but whenever y'all are here, to get that all put together. So I just think that this is a time sensitive issue, and I think that this is a great way to be able to address that because we've experienced it whenever we were choosing our emerging leaders coordinator, and I'm glad that Katie stepped up to the plate and took on that position, and she did a lot of freaking work to get it to the finish line. So, yeah.
Seeing how that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Attorney General Boniface.
I just want to say that when we were going through interviews on Sunday and we were looking at our applicant pool, it was kind of a matter of we couldn't make a decision on amending it before we were in that situation and kind of had our applicants in front of us. And we're looking at who was going to go where. And so that's why this came about whenever it did. And also, just to hit on the time-sensitive part of it, I think that preparing in the summer is really important so that this program can be effective in the fall. And I also think that collaboration is always helpful to reach more people and to be able to work on things more efficiently.
So you know how that was debate in the positive. Is there any debate in the negative? Senator Zacko.
Okay, so I'm not entirely against everything. Can we scroll to 8? I'm not against everything about this. I think in terms of timeline-wise, yes, we need to swear someone in before the summer because I did have the experience of coordinating the entire program from nothing in the middle of September. However, I don't think it's necessary to have 2 emerging leaders coordinators. In fact, I think it's actually more barriers and it's more difficult to get things done when there's 2 people. I don't know. I go back and forth on this amendment, but broadly speaking, I don't think there needs to be 2, and so I don't think the amendment is really necessary.
Chair Black.
I guess the reason why I believe this is time sensitive is because if we don't vote on this tonight, when it comes back in the fall semester, we may or may not move forward with either option. But if we vote on it tonight, we either know whether it's going to fail or pass. So if it fails, then we can go on and we can choose new emerging leaders, coordinators, or whatever. If it passes, then we can move on with the current option. And I believe that it is extremely important to have 2 emerging leaders, coordinators. I understand that it is difficult to coordinate between that, but what if you just don't vibe with one of them? Like, I'm not saying that happened, Katie, but like, I think that's a very real scenario where you have 2 people that you're better able to form connections with more students.
Senator Zacko.
I have a question timeline-wise. So even if this does pass, we're still not swearing in emerging leaders coordinators till fall semester?
It would be on September 3rd. That's our first meeting of the semester.
So what's the problem?
Because then it would be pushed back another week, and then you're working on the same timeline that you...
Not necessarily.
It wouldn't be certified legislation yet if we're going by the rules. Since how that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate at all? All in favor of special ordering Bill 8, please signify by raising your placards. Proxies raised 2. Thank you. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We will now vote on special ordering Bill 9. Is there any discussion? Sorry, I meant move to Bill 9. Is there any discussion? We will now move into a vote. All in favor of special ordering Bill 9, please signify by raising your placards now. Proxies raised 2. Thank you. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. We'll now move back into final action. Up first is Bill 262708. Will the author please come forward? Were there any changes made in committee?
No.
You have the right to first debate. Parliamentarian Phillips? Okay.
So,
oh. You can go sit down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, it didn't show my edits when I emailed it to myself apparently. But this just changes applicant pool. It took out that in commas, and then it moved if the applicant pool consists of people only from one branch. So if there are options for multiple branches, they can't just choose people from 2 branches. It makes it more precise in what they are and are not allowed to do.
That was you introducing it, right? So now there's a debate. Or was that debate?
Yes. Debate.
Okay, since how that was debate in the positive, is there any debate in the negative? It's debate. The amendment's debate. I'm asking for negative debate. Don't use it. Chair Black.
I kind of feel like we should just take out everything about the applicant pool, because let's say, right now, from how I understand it, if there are 3 awesome applicants all from the legislative branch, and there was 1 horrible applicant from either no branch or a different branch, we would not be able to do this. So I think that we shouldn't limit it based off the applicant pool. Yeah.
So now that was debate in the negative, is there any debate in the positive? Is there any further debate in the negative? Is there any further debate at all? Seeing none, we'll now vote on the amendment. All in favor of passing the amendment, please signify by raising your placards now. Proxies raised 2. All opposed, same sign. Amendment fails. And we will now debate Bill 262708. President Pena, you have the rights to first debate.
So you've already heard my spiel once. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Like the previous speaker had, talked about, if there's an applicant within the applicant pool right now and they're all from the same branch and they're all great, we have the ability to be able to do so. But if there's one that we have 3 that are great and we have 1 that we have to go to choose, and it's not necessarily the person that would be necessarily right for the job, then it's not exactly fair to the emerging leaders in the program. So how can we make sure that students have the best ability and the best access to one of the best programs is by having this written into our document. Thank you.
Is there any debate in the negative? Is there any further debate in the positive? Is there any further debate at all? Okay. Since this is a bylaw amendment, it does take a 2/3 vote, so we'll go into a roll call.
Abai?
Yes, but what do I say?
Yes or no?
Okay, yes.
Alfe-Lakawi?
No.
Alvarez?
No.
Bailey?
Yes.
Barnes?
No.
Basler?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Bontrager?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Carruthers?
Yes by proxy.
Clark?
No.
Koch,
No.
Conrad,
Yes, by proxy.
Contrusi,
No.
Corbin,
Yes.
Engel,
Yes.
Eppard,
Yes.
Foot,
Yes.
G,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Guru Shankar,
Yes.
Holmes, Jacobson,
No.
Jarek,
Yes.
Isabel Jones,
Yes.
Kramer, Lee,
Yep.
Von Leonrod,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes, by proxy.
O'Farrell,
Yes.
Oliver,
Yes.
Otto,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Pritchard,
Yes.
Rafferty, Richburg,
Yes.
Richenberg,
Yes.
Salmon,
Yes.
Sands,
Yes.
Shellhace,
Yes.
Hassan Shakib, Hassan Shakib,
Yes.
Shasavari, Shasavari, Sipiora,
Yes.
Steenkamp, abstain, Teo, Till,
Yes.
Volgamore,
Yes.
Winter,
Yes.
Zacho Katie,
No.
Zacho Molly.
No.
All right. Why is this? Okay, Bill 2620. Oh, sorry, Stephen. My sheet's not updated. Senator Watson, how would you like to vote?
Yes.
Hang on, let me make a note. Okay, Bill 20, oh wait, has every senator had the chance to vote? Does any senator wish to change their vote? Okay, Bill 262708 passes 37 to 9 to 1.
Next up will be Bill 262709. Will the author please come forward? Senator Zacco.
How many senators do we currently have sworn in? Because it's all elected and qualified, not just those here tonight. So it needs to have 40 if we have a full Senate. If we don't, it doesn't have to be 40.
Based on the spreadsheet I have that was made, it says 2/3 vote cast for tonight would be 34.
How many total senators are there, though?
I think 50 sworn in right now.
Chair Black. Senator
Lee.
Senator Lee.
Yeah. I move to just approve unanimously. Can we do that?
Not
Right now, for this one.
Bill 9.
For Bill 9.
Oh, so.
Are there any? Will you answer Senator Zacco's question first?
Yes. From my understanding, we have 50 sworn in.
Can the Ops chair confirm that?
I don't have my computer with me, but I do know we have had a few.
It's like
We don't
roughly
have
50.
60.
Yeah, we're not.
There's not 60.
I don't know the exact one.
I'm not sure the exact number because stuff changed tonight when we got sworn in, and then
Point of information, we have not filled the seats for Emily and Carson and like those that will take steps there.
because ops chairs have it.
I guess I'm just saying, I think 50 is about right.
Okay, back to the motion that Chair Black made. Was there a second?
Yes.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, Bill 9 is approved. Okay, we'll now go into the second open period. Are there any second open period speakers? Senator Lee?
Not me.
Chair Black?
I think it would be really awesome, since it's the last Senate, if we were all to go hang out after this. Let's say at my place. And there may or may not be a group chat about it. So you can look for the group me to have information about the specific details. But I would ask that you give me about an hour to go to the grocery store before before everybody comes over.
Get some jelly beans.
Are there any other second open period speakers? Senator Lee.
Emily, on the spreadsheet, it says we're 2/3 qualified, and it tells you the qualified senator is right above it, FYI. Yeah, she knows. Oh, good.
She also was student citizen. This is not.
Good job. Good job, Emily. Yeah, I used my job once in a while, a long time ago. I don't. just lollygagging up here.
All right, we can listen up really fast, and if we want to close our laptops just a little bit to give Andrew our attention.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, so this is a presentation I like to do every year. It's an important day to me, an important day to my family, and to the millions of Vietnamese folks that live in the U.S. currently and our diaspora across the world. Today is what we call Black April, and it occurs every April 30th. It first started April 30th in 1975, a long time ago. Were you alive, Derek?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was 10 years old, so.
Yeah. But we'll talk a little bit more about what this day is for us. So you can hit the next slide. So a little history lesson here. Vietnam War happened. You probably heard about that in your history classes. It was division between the communist North and the anti-communist South. I won't say democratic, but anti-communist South. And the U.S. kind of entered the Vietnam War, of course, following the domino theory effect. And in about 1973, Nixon pulled all the troops out of Vietnam. Most of my family was alive during the war. My dad was born in 1962, so he was a teenager by the time of the end of the war. My uncle fought in the war, and so did my grandfather, and a lot of my family fought. And the anti-war movements that really drew troops out of Vietnam, and eventually led to the demise of what we call the Republic of Vietnam. You hit the next slide. So basically, at that point, the South Vietnamese government had really no support from the U.S. and had really no military support at all. And by April 3rd, 1975, North Vietnamese troops had made their way to Saigon, also now known as Ho Chi Minh City, and the capital fell. So there's like that infamous photo and video of that tank driving through the gates into the presidential palace. It's a really cool place to see nowadays. It's kind of like a museum now. But at that point, U.S. forces had evacuated thousands of Americans in South Vietnamese, had already kind of left before then, and then the Vietnam was reunited on that day under communist rule. This is also known as Reunification Day in Vietnam, so about 24, I guess they're a day ahead. Yesterday, they had begun celebrating. They had a big military parade and celebrated today as Reunification Day. But it marked the end of one of the longest wars in Southeast Asia. So, following the war, you probably heard of the Vietnamese boat people. About 1.6 million of us exist. About 200 to 600,000 people died at sea during that time. So a lot of people fled by boat. Fishing boats, U.S. people were fortunate enough to get on a fishing boat and make their way out to sea and make their way onto a U.S. Navy ship. My family was not fortunate enough to do that. And a lot of my dad's friends were not fortunate enough to do that. This is a touchy subject to talk to my dad about because he lost a lot of friends that he never saw again. Usually what happens, ships sink, ships Thai pirates are very common, so a lot of people ended up going to Hong Kong, Cambodia, Thailand, and the pirates to take over the boats and kind of plunder it and kill everybody. And so it was a big risk to leave Vietnam at that time, but you're kind of faced with a difficult decision, right? Whether to stay and remain in a war-torn country that's still being rebuilt, not knowing what kind of future comes at you, or trying to leave and see what other opportunities are out there. So this is how I'm here. This is how I'm here speaking to you guys. My dad left in 1980, but it came after my uncle and my grandfather left. My grandpa actually still lives in Vietnam, so he didn't leave, but both my uncle fought in the South Vietnamese Army and my grandpa fought in the South Vietnamese Air Force. After following the war, my uncle was sentenced to a re-education camp for a couple of years, and after he got out of re-education, it's not really education, so FYI, they make you do other terrible things. And he was able to get out of Vietnam and fled by boat and got sponsored by a family to come to the U.S. And he left promptly after, like a couple of years after 1975. My grandpa didn't have the opportunity to leave. He was swiftly captured by the North Vietnamese Army after the fall of Saigon and was sentenced to also re-education as well. And he currently lives in Vietnam still. But again, my uncle and the rest of my family had to make a really tough decision for their families. Is what type of opportunities they want. I think, given my family's background, there was a lot of opportunity for political persecution in the country, and so it was not a risk that my grandfather on my dad's side was willing to make for my family, and so they said that they needed to figure out a way to get out of there. Fun fact, my other uncle tried to leave. He got caught 4 times before he was able to get on another boat and get out there. And so by 1980, my dad was able to hop on a boat, spent a few months at sea, and then ended up in Hong Kong and ended up in the US today. So this day, again, is really important to me. It's really important to a lot of the Vietnamese community. It's a dark day for us, but it's a day of kind of remembrance and celebration of how far we've come. If you look at the Vietnamese American population in America today, you think, I mean, they make up a large chunk of folks in Houston and Dallas, Oklahoma, California. I mean, we have a Vietnamese American member of Congress now, Congressman Derek Tran from California's 45th Congressional District. And it just shows how far, our families have come from, what was a tragedy into kind of a more prosperous society here in America and to start a new journey. For me, it's my dad's journey. My dad likes to talk a little bit about it whenever you get a couple beers in him. But I mean, to me, it's the fact that, he came over here with nothing. He came over here at the ripe age of 18, didn't know English, had nothing on him besides his clothes, had some other family members, but was able to kind of restart his life here to, pave new opportunities for his kids. And now you think about it, he's now 60-something years old. He's now about to retire. He has his own home. He has multiple homes. He had 6 kids. All of them have gone to college. I'm the last one to graduate college. And so to me, that's just a testament to kind of the American dream that we have here in the U.S., but also a testament to, survival stories like this. I think this story is not unique to just us. We saw a lot of similarities with Afghani refugees back in 2021, and many other instances. A lot of my friends, Laotian and Cambodians, all fled, communist regimes as well that are also being persecuted as well to make new opportunities for themselves. And so this day is such a great reminder to us about the sacrifices that our families have made and the opportunities that are here for us. And so yeah, I think that's I don't know what's next. But yeah, basically, this is a day that, as folks in my generation, this is kind of like my dad's generation, still remember this, they lived through it, but I think it's important for folks our age to continue having the conversation, to continue talking to others about this important day, because it's a catalyst for why we are here today and why we have the opportunities to be here today, to be in front of you. If it wasn't for the sacrifices that my dad made, the sacrifices that so many others have made, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be going to K-State, I wouldn't have the opportunity to serve as Speaker Pro Tempore. I certainly wouldn't have the opportunity to be standing here in front of you today. So just wanted to share this with you. April 30th every year, this is the day we remember what kind of led us here to America. So yeah.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions for Andrew Chair Brown?
Do you know how your grandpa feels about still living in Vietnam?
I think it's funny. Funny story. Oh, well, not funny story. Well, when my grandpa first got captured, he went home. Like after the war, my grandma went home to see his wife, my grandma. They're both still alive. Took off all his clothes, burned it on fire, put all the documents, burned it all, and they still caught him. And my grandma never thought that they would see him ever again after that. Nah, they did, so happily married now. But even then, like going around town, like it's a peaceful life. The country is really far developed. It's really different than it used to be back in the day. But even then, I remember walking past a store, selling like Ho Chi Minh memorabilia. And my grandpa doesn't speak much English, but the one thing he told me in English was, quote, I fucking hate that guy. And I was like, wow, pulling out all the stops for me. So it's very, I think if he had the opportunity to leave, he would have, but he's just so old now. So he's just living his best life there.
Are there any other questions? President Pena?
Where can I find Kylie, and where can I sit down and have some dinner with him?
Kylie's in Wichita, Kansas. He'll be coming for my graduation next week, so pull up. He's a pretty good guy. Yeah.
Love to have a beer with him as well, so let's slide.
We can make that happen on Saturday. Yeah, he's a chill guy. I mean, the thing about my dad is too, like, you look at him, like, he's just such a cheerful, joyful, like, humorous guy, and I just personally couldn't see why he enjoys life, right? Even though he's gone through so much crap. And I just really value that about my dad. And that's why he's such a big role model in my life, and is a big part of why I do what I do today, is to honor that legacy and to honor my father, so.
Any other questions? Senator Otto.
Can your dad come as a first open period speaker?
Yeah, but we need to have like a censor here, though. He swears more than I swear, so.
Okay, thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
Are there any more second open period speakers? Perfect. Speaker Pro Tem Freeman will take it away with Senate shoutouts.
Shout out to missing David Allen Coe right now. Shout out to prizes will be given to the best jorts at Speak. Shout out to the Parley not scrolling the agenda on the screen. Shout out to 1 month into the Pena Bastion campaign, and we've already lost David Allen Coe. Shout out to Andrew's dad, Mr. Meatball.
There is no reference of legislation tonight, so we can go ahead and roll into our second open period. Oh,
Did we miss some shout outs?
We did last week too.
I didn't write any.
Oh, shoot, that's like exceptionally light.
we've only had an hour tonight. Go ahead and take it away with second roll call.
Sometimes my sheet doesn't update on time. Abai, Alfe Lakawi, Alvarez, Bailey, Barnes, Black, Bontrager, Brown, Clark, Koch, Contrusi, Corbin, Engel, Eppard, Foot, G, Geiger, Gurushankar, Holmes, Jacobson, Jarek, Jones Akeem, Jones Isabel, Kramer, Lee, Von Leonrod, Lund, Miller, O'Farrell, Oliver, Otto, Perry, Phillips, Pritchard, Rafferty, Richenberg, Richburg, sorry, Salmon, Sands, Shalhaze, Hassan Shakib, Shasavari, Sipiora, Steenkamp, Teo, Till, Volgamore, Winter, Zach O'Cady, Zach O'Malley. Watson.
I'm here.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I have a quick question, sorry.
Yeah.
Did we still want to do the picture for the denim after this, so that he can send it to them?
Yeah. If you guys have denim on after we adjourn, come to the front and we'll take a little flick. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Until, I'll say the date, September 3rd, 2026.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, please raise your placards now. Proxies raised 2. All opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah.